Right. When we last left our band of intrepid adventurers, they had just returned from their fourth adventure and were on the cusp of finding out whether or not they made the cut to be chosen as one of the parties that would be going down into the depths of Undermountain to fight back the tides and protect the citizens of Waterdeep. In the short time they have before the choosing, however, it seems there are other concerns for them to see to. Not only has Tobias's family sent a worrying letter to their kin, but Durnan, the owner of the Yawning Portal, has called out to Angela Hawthorne in particular. Let us find out together what awaits our party in this episode of The Best Available.
Durnan, in all of his mustached glory, yells over the din of the bar, "Hawthorne!"
Oh boy. Angie will run up to where the barkeep is.
As you push through the group, you will find that Durnan is standing beside a man whose face is kind of familiar. He has dark skin with lines of coal around the creases in his eyes, and has thick, gnarled hands, and is wearing a massive hammer in his belt. Angela! And he grabs a hold of you and pulls you into a hug, lifts you up and spins you around once before setting you back down.
Have we met?
Oh, he hurt a man's old heart.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's alright. You only spent a few days at my forge, every couple of summers. Taril.
Oh, yes, I remember.
The last time I saw you, you were kicking your little feet off the edge of my table, knocking my files over.
Yes. Those were the days.
So I had seen you around town, walking around in that armor and carrying sword and shield. So I followed you just a little bit to see how you were doing, and I saw you come in here. So I asked what you were up to, and I found out you have been keeping secrets, haven't you?
No. I'm just trying to make a bit of a name for myself.
Now, you know you have several relatives that would be very unhappy to know that you were out adventuring.
Oh boy. Do they know?
Luckily for you, I don't care a lot about those relatives at all.
Oh, good.
No, I have actually been working on something for you. You might not remember me, but I remember you, and more importantly, I remember your father. And every year, after he had finished his training season, he would bring that dented old plate mail of his in to get worked on, and I would bang it all back out into shape, shine it back up, clean the crest, and make it ready for him. And it's been sitting in the back of my storage for a few years.
Ever since he went missing.
Ever since he went missing. But that doesn't mean that it has to go to waste. He claps a hand on your shoulder and says, "You should come by my shop, because I have a present for you."
Oh? And it starts to dawn on her.
You want to go now? Or are you still... Is that a rabbit man?
Yes, that's a friend I've met on my adventures.
Tobias indignantly steps forward with fists on hips and replies, "I am a rabbit folk, good sir."
Ah, not a man then. Understood. Sorry. So, yes, when you have the free time to come on by, I think I've done a fair job of putting together something akin to the style you use. Not easy to gather that kind of information, but you probably fight the same way he does too.
Oh my gosh. She gets visibly excited and trying to contain it. It's a mix of different emotions, as well, thinking of her dad and the excitement of the news all mixed together. So I guess Angie will just follow along now.
All right. Is everyone else going to follow as well, or are you going to wait for Angie to return at the tavern?
If you'd like to come along, I guess you're perfectly welcome. Are they?
Of course. Trust me, I know enough about your father's adventures and the other people who have come through my store. If you're out there and you're surviving, it's not just you, it's your companions as well.
And she'll turn to everybody, clap her hands together. And I'll be very happy if you could come along with me.
Valetta, not seeing anything else to do, would smile and walk towards her. Okay.
I lift my hood up. No, I'll be right behind you. Don't you worry.
Tobias gives what is possibly the most stressed out grin in history to Angela and nods a little too quickly.
Yes, just a word for the rabbit folk. Don't get too near to the forge. It's very hot and it will singe you very well.
Oh, it's okay. He has a lot of experience with fire. He'll be okay.
Well,
Tobias
Angela,
just
your
nod.
companions sound positively terrifying. Let's go.
Yes, let's.
So he will bring you all back to the shop, let you in, and standing in the center is a set of full plate mail armor that has been done up very much in Angie's style.
She is just staring at it, speechless, mouth wide open. Is that for me?
It is indeed. I don't know of any other adventurer I've ever met who wanted a plate mail skirt, but there you are.
Wait, what?
That's like the picture that you drew. And he goes around behind his forge and he brings back a piece of old, wrinkled vellum that's singed at the edges and that has coal scribbles on it. Holds it out to you. Tried to make it as much like what you drew as I could.
She turns bright red. Yes, it's very nice.
I said, oh, geez, how when you drew this 5?
I don't quite remember.
She was about knee-high to a dwarf, I think.
This is precious. Angie will pick up the parts of the set and part embarrassed, part very eager. She'll sneak to the back of the shop and she'll take a few minutes to change.
While you are in that private room changing, the blacksmith will head over and pull a large cask out from behind his forge and set it on top of the counter and start passing out mugs. This is the kind of moment that deserves some salute. I don't know how close you all are to Angela, but she did not take the disappearance of her father very well. And I hope that this will help her as much to reach her aspirations of being a renowned adventurer as it will to set to rest some of those painful memories of the past. And I thank you all for the job that you have done in keeping her alive to this point.
We've done a lot for her, and she's done a lot for us, she said, nudging Tobias.
Oh, she's been most useful. Did you know that she responds very well to being shoved by a thunder wave?
I don't know what that is, and I am probably glad because it sounds terrifying.
I heard that.
It's really not terrifying at all. It simply helped us get out of a rather tight situation, if you will.
Well, she is definitely the kind to either stand and consider things for a few hours before taking a step forward, or to launch herself fully into something without thinking about it. So try and temper both of those as best you can.
So after a bit of wrestling in the back, the curtain in the back of the shop will lightly part, and Angie will peek her hair out. Okay, I guess I'm ready. Then she'll step out shyly. That doesn't make me look fat, does it?
No, most definitely not. Here. And he walks over and hands you a flagon of your own.
Oh, thank you.
Your father and I used to drink this every time that he came back. Abernathy Dark. It's a little bitter, but after a few of them, you don't
indeed.
notice.
I try not to indulge too much.
That's a good thing. And he will promptly drain half of his flagon. The thing is, Angela, the symbol embedded in that armor, and the one that I made for your kite shield. It's more than just a heraldry that's been passed down. Your father often spoke of how he could speak to his ancestors and how they encouraged him to move forward. Lots of people thought he was daft. Considering some of the things that I have heard tales of him doing, I don't think that he was any more daft than your average wizard. He believed very much in being a line of noble warriors, and I have full faith that you will follow the same path, as they will protect you, as you serve the same sometimes lofty ideals that common folk like I could never hope to live up to.
I shall strive to do my best.
I know you will, girl. I know you will.
She's still quite emotional about it.
You can stay for as long as you like, and if any of you need assistance with your arms and equipment, I could definitely see to it that you get a significant discount. Other than that, he takes a next probably half hour to an hour just reminiscing about old stories. The last time he sat down with your mother and your uncle, the last time your father came back with one of the crown princes of the north who had his shield split in half by a wooden arrow of all things. They had to mend it back together so that
By
his father
wooden
wouldn't be
arrow?
angry.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they were tangling with a tribe of Uthgard in the northeast by Frozen Skull Pass. Frost Skull Pass? I don't know my maps very well, but one of these tribes folk had wooden arrows, and whatever they shot, it transformed it into wood. At least the part around where the arrow stuck, and when they struck the prince's shield, transformed the crease in the center into wood and cracked it right in two. Stuck the boy in the arm. He didn't care about the arm. That could be dealt with a healer. Oh, but his father's shield, he was not supposed to take that.
Oh, I see. That is the predicament.
That was a mend job. All right, it took 2 acolytes from the All Church and me working all night in order to make it look like it was close to what it was. Kid couldn't even remember what was in the upper right hand of his coat of arms. We ended up just drawing a pig and trying to make it look like a wolf. Father didn't say a thing, and I got 100 gold for my time, so that's expensive shield.
Oh, sounds like a good deal then.
After spending a little bit of time drinking, there is a knock at the door, and when the blacksmith opens it, Zacharias is standing in the doorway.
I had a feeling that was gonna be him.
So I have done what I can to try and locate the place that letter was sent from, and I've managed to reconfigure the cubic gates in my tower. I should be able to assist you in reaching somewhere outside of your family's farmstead. The scrying across the near Feywild through the ethereal is not an exact science, so you may end up a few feet above or below your family farm. I hope you have a cellar.
Oh yes, quite an extensive one.
Ah, good. I was hoping so, as you are rabbit folk, of course. So, when you are prepared, we can head to my tower, and you can visit your homestead.
I suppose I'm as prepared as I need to be.
He looks to the rest of the party.
You don't have to accompany me on this, I understand. You might be very busy, but you are certainly welcome.
Oh, you accompanied me here. I should return the favor if you'd like company.
Hi, and you get to meet the, would it still be full?
Oh yes, very much so.
Yes, you get to meet the rest of the rabbit folk.
Yeah, the rabbits folks.
Yes.
The rabbit folk rabbits folks.
Very well. I suppose that it is time enough for us to go then. And Zacharias will move his hands about with a series of arcane gestures that hopefully in a short amount of time, your rabbit folk will be able to mimic himself. With a snap of air, everyone in the room is teleported into a expansive-looking study, including the blacksmith, who is standing there staring at the library. I'm going to? Zacharias goes, oh, no, I apologize. I had not, no, you do not have to go. Please, step through the cubic gate. I'll take blacksmith back. Yeah, a large cube that seems solid from every side except for one. And the cube is set inside of a octagonal circle of glass. So, all that you have to do is step over the glass inside of the cube, and then when you're all in there, reach forward and pull the slat up from the bottom of the cube, and when you close it, you will all be transported to near the farm.
In that case, Tobias will inform the party that, well, I suppose the best thing to do is to simply get going.
Balotha would nod her head, looking more than ready to accompany.
All right, then. In we go.
All right. You all step inside and then reach down, and sure enough, as you touch the bottom of the cube, there is just the tiniest lip, and all it takes is just a little bit of pressure and it slides upwards. When you close it fully, with a flash, you all vanish.
Thank you for watching, and thanks to our wonderful supporters that make up our little community, watching us stream the best available and everything else you see on this channel live to our supporter-only Discord. It's quite active in there, with many playing in these games or others, and even running their own. This channel wouldn't exist without each and every one of you, which is why I read each and every name against my crying editor's wishes, starting with those in the power tier, like David, Doodlepoodle, Jay Jones, John the Wicked, and William Smith. In the planar tier we have CJ, Darth Cavalier, Gordy Danke, Ice Dragon, Jesse Labrie, Joshua Williams, Sparkle Lord the Fabulous. In the adventurer tier we have All Is Fiction, Bastion Falconwrath, Dragon Tempest, John R300, Justin, Katie, Mystics, Sneaky GI, Sue Crash, Ty Korzak, and V. In the quest giver tier we have Bird or the Cage, Breeze_Bender, Emanon, Kyla, Night Archer, ODST Hero, PPNTT 807, Robert Mischief, Rio 1990, Samantha, Sephiroth Kurosame, and Slathar Silcom. And in the townsfolk tier we have Adrian, Blizzard Hawk, Biz Adrian, Dylan Taylor, Doodle Poodle, Ice Commander, Enrique, Matus, Okada, Scott Stedman, Sergeant Humpty, Shugenja, Tom Brazeau, and Wicked Ways. And a special mention, of course, as always, to Scion of Magnus and Sammy Wolf. And as always, we can't forget our crew here: Doodle Poodle, Nala Fontaine, Shadow Wolf, Scorpius187, MC_Cheshire, Thriving Inferno, and the Forever DM, me. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you in the next one. Good night, all.